we recently discussed the news that Black Panther Wakanda Forever was having some trouble behind the scenes. First, in late August, one of the stars of the film, Letitia Wright, was injured on set, so they continued shooting without her, shooting all the scenes that did not directly involve her. They were hoping that she would be back in time before the holidays so they can continue shooting the film. Unfortunately, now new things have popped up that are in the way that have led to the production of the film being shut down, and by the sounds of it, this could get much worse in terms of when the film is coming or what happens next, including a potential full shutdown according to some people. So this report came directly from The Hollywood Reporter, who has broken many of the pieces of this story previously, and they seem to be the ones that are getting all the details. So essentially what has happened is once she suffered the injury, she had to go back home. And she is from the UK, so that kind of makes sense, right? She's got to be rehabilitated at home and do whatever she needs to there. Now this is where things get a lot more interesting, because since she's recovering in London specifically, and she's been there since September, there's of course all these things that have to get worked out in terms of what you're shooting where, and of course work visas. Now they were shooting Black Panther over in Atlanta. That's standard fare for Marvel Studios to shoot there. The big problem comes back to her stance on the jab, or any type of jab for that matter. Now, I'm not going to get into the logistics of that, the political side of it, just because everybody has their own opinion, and your body, should you not, whatever, all this other stuff. I don't want to get into that. I don't care about that. I'm here to talk just specifically about this, because what the holdup is the fact that going into 2022, when they're looking to try to restart production, she might not be coming back because of the status of coming back into this country, specifically with a work visa, and specifically to work on a film. She would have to get it. Now, if she's against it, that's going to hold her back, meaning that this production could be delayed even further, according to many reports, all the way to a potential full shutdown of the film indefinitely if they choose to wait for her. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, because I would assume Marvel Studios and Disney are not going to just sit back and go, well, I guess we'll wait for all this to blow over 3 years from now, and then we'll get back to shooting this. And what is her stance going to be? Is she going to get the jab? And, what is the whole situation going to be with non-citizen air travel and all that? And how does this affect Hollywood? Because we've already seen it affect it pretty closely when it comes to what's happening in the United States, specifically in certain states you shoot in. So this thing isn't going away anytime soon. And it's only going to get bigger and more important that they push things like this from their perspective. So I kind of get it, and I'm really interested to see how they follow up on this, because I would assume that she is not bigger than the film in anybody's eyes when it comes to this film. And most people have already said that if she holds this up and they can't start shooting when they're supposed to, this whole thing could take an interesting turn, which I guess remains to be seen what that turn is going to be.